I heard a quote. It was, "Don't interfere when your kid is doing something dangerous carefully." So the tumbling, just like that, of learning their bodies, of like,
Yes.
I've heard a term, and I've used the term before, helicopter parent or anything. So in a safe space where these kids can jump and play and,
Yes.
fall down, obviously they're not in any danger, but
Right.
they get to learn that, I need to be a little bit more careful here. So I think that's a great place
Well,
to expand their...
and it's okay to fail. Like, it's okay to not get it perfect right away. Like, if you fall off, we just get back and we try it again. You can't always do it perfect. You can't always do it perfect. So it's like just that determination of getting back up off the mat and getting back on the balance beam or getting back on the bars or the rings. And everything is so miniature. It's all just little kid-size stuff, too.
Yeah.
So it's super sweet to see because everything is right. Sometimes I'll have parents, can I go on there? No. You'll bottom out on the trampoline. I've done that a few times. Hit your tailbone pretty hard. So.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 90 of the Buffalo Community Podcast. Holy cow, I can't believe we're approaching that century mark. One yeehaw for us, But more importantly is we love all our guests. We've got Tammy Balder with Teddy Bear Treehouse with us here today. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Let's just jump right off there. Tammy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about my school.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Teddy Bear Treehouse, 30,000-foot view. What is it?
So it is a learning center. It has 5 rooms. One is a preschool for ages 3 to 5. The other room has 2 tumbling gymnastics rooms. It was Tumbling Teddy's. I started that back in 2003. And then I just recently added on a new 2,500 square foot area, and it's called the Toddler Treehouse. So it is all about littles, ages 10 months all the way up to age 3. And it's that learning experience with music and dance and tumbling and interacting with parents. So
cool.
It's now the learning center. It started out as one room and is now turned into another studio, and now I have the entire building. So awesome. I am loving this. It's fun.
When you launched in 2003, did you anticipate it getting this big, or is it just
I was actually a high school English teacher in Monticello. So I was teaching 9th grade students. I took a year off of teaching. I was raising my kids and took a year off, and then needed to have something to do. So I started teaching gymnastics classes at another place in town. Just kind of jumped in and did that. And then when they changed ownership, I went out on my own. Todd Janelle Swanson owned the health club at the time. They said, I have some space for you, and I kind of went with that. So I started out in a little studio at Gold's Gym, and I did tumbling. And I went from like 120 kids the first year up to about 160. So for 14 years I stayed there, and then worked on my master's degree in early childhood because I realized that I really like the little kids.
Sure.
I like the high school kids too, but I really, really enjoyed them.
But I really like the little kids.
I really like the little ones.
Yeah.
So with the tumbling, I just realized how much of a passion I had for just playing with little children and having a good time and teaching them and their innocence and their excitement. So I got my master's in early childhood and got my birth through grade 3 teaching degree, so I can teach from birth all the way up through grade 3. And then I wasn't really planning on doing much with it, just kind of sitting on it, waiting for that God wink to happen, and got a call from Kent Pfeiffer who said, the preschool in town just closed their doors. I have a turnkey operation for you. How would you like to come over and take a look? And so it was kind of a dream come true. And I went over there. It was pretty much turnkey, but with the state, it takes about a year to get everything kind of set up. But I was able to take every nook and cranny of that place and make it my school. So
awesome.
Everything I'd ever learned or was taught, everything I knew, had learned through the years, I was able to just take my vision of what I thought education should look like and put it into every room. So that became the Treehouse. And so I was doing the Treehouse classes there, preschool. I teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 11:30, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons, 12:30 to 3. So I've got 2 pre-K classes, and then 3-year-old classes are on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 9 to 11:30, and kind of started there with the preschool part of it. So yeah, opened that in 2014.
Okay.
So
working with preschoolers. Kids say the darndest things.
They do.
This is we're a little bit off the wall of like this. Just get to know you a little bit. Kind of interested in. I mean, without obviously naming names of kids, what is the most like ridiculous? I can't believe that kid said that moment.
Oh goodness, I had I had what's called Star of or Monster of the Week, and I had the parents come in for that, and they had this little interview sheet they have to fill out with their child, and there's questions that they ask, and so we bring in the kid comes up in the front, and they're super excited, and the mom and dad are sitting up there, and the mom happens to be a physician, and the questions on the sheet were. One of them was, I have blank, meaning like pets or animals, and the little girl goes, I have a lot of boyfriends. And so we all kind of chuckled and we kind of laughed and thought it was kind of cute. And then the next question on the sheet said, what kind of pets do you have? And the little girl goes, I have crabs. And so we have a physician who, and of course the teachers and the kids are clueless, and the teachers are laughing, and the parents are just like, oh my gosh, it just kind of went together like that. So, in innocence, just out of the mouth of babes. And, we just moved on and left it at that. But it was just, and it's funny, I always tell the parents, I know more about you than than you know about you.
You're like, so tell me a little bit more about this, Miss Johnson.
Right.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. So you've got, how many square feet you said? 2,500?
The whole building is a little over 5.
Okay.
So what I do is I have the preschool, and then in the middle of the whole building is the Tumbling Teddies. So when that space became available, I then moved my gym out of the health club into the next studio.
Sure.
So then I offer classes in the evenings too. So I've got my preschoolers who are all part of that program. So they travel through different stations in my classroom. I've got it set up like a woodland theme. So I've got a squirrel nest where we do science activities. I have a fox doodle den where they do artwork. I have a porcupine pad where they do phy-ed, a writing raccoon retreat. So all the little animals around the room have different educational elements that go into the preschool. And then one of those stations is the gymnastics gym. So all the kids in the program get to travel through the gym during the week and do tumbling teddies too.
Yeah.
And then in the evenings, I offer classes in the evenings as well for general public people who aren't in the preschool program. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of parties. I did a Grinch party over the holiday. We had 60 kids come. We did Grinchmas. They got to do arts and crafts in the preschool side. We did tumbling in the gymnastics side, and went over to the toddler side and watched a Grinch movie. So I do a lot of extra fun activities.
I've never heard of like that part, like because I think like parents with kids, what are we going to do with it? I mean, we want a friend party or something. Yep. So that's great to hear. I mean, one, you have a facility large enough, and they have stuff to do other than I need to entertain 60 kids.
Right.
Yes.
How do I do that? Well, let them go play on something.
Yeah, no. And that's the other thing too that I think sets my program apart is I'm very structured per se.
Yeah.
So when the kids come to my program, it's not just you go here, 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 and here and just play. It's literally I have a lesson plan where they have specific activities that they're doing in every habitat and in every station, and they know them by the name of habitats. I have magnificent staff. I have been so blessed with educated, wonderful people. So I've got 3 other teachers that work with me, and they're phenomenal. So whenever we do these big things, we all come together, and this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and we rotate the kids through different areas, and we do that. I've done American Girl doll parties. I've done Paw Patrol is a big one that we do. I've done Frozen. Frozen's all the theme right now at the gym. So and then now when I added in this Toddler Treehouse, what's happening is a lot of the parents will bring their kids to preschool and drop them off at preschool and then go over to the other side and take a toddler class while their other one is in preschool. So it's kind of one of those situations where the kids kind of grow with me in the program before I send them off to kind of kindergarten and that kind of thing. So it's been a great program.
Very fun. And getting the word out there, capacity wise. I mean, are you open for more enrollment? Is there a timeline that people need to be concerned about? Or? So
right now, I just opened up open registration for the public for next year's preschool, because now is the kind of time when we start looking at next year already, the 2022-2023 programming. So all of my current families and my past families always get first priority, and so all of them had until this last Friday to sign up for their spots next year. So I do have some availability now for this upcoming school year. So I had an open house this past Wednesday with the whole building open, and we had probably 30-40 people come through. It was fantastic. Kids got to play and check it all out. I handed a lot of information out, so I've been getting a lot of calls on that. So it was very successful, and I just keep telling people to spread the word, let them know I'm there. And the Toddler Treehouse, I can start taking more and more now. I opened that up in October. We're kind of building that off of what we get coming in. I know it's cold out. People are looking for things for their kids to do. And so that's kind of where we're really pushing right now is I have a session starting tonight. In fact, I've got 10 honey tots coming in tonight with their parents to start out. So so I'm open for more interest. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So I think it's really cool that you kind of get to incorporate some of that tumbling and kind of get being aware of their body and I would imagine it's cool. I don't know of anybody else who offers anything like that, but seeing the kids kind of go from point A to really becoming quite good tumblers has got to be pretty
it's
rewarding.
amazing. And it's interesting, too, because sometimes you'll have that really quiet, shy kid in the classroom, but then when you get across the hallway to the gym, you just see a totally different kid. It's like that's where their confidence is, that their large motor skills, that's where their confidence is. So we really try to build that and then carry it back over into the other side, too. So
I heard a quote. It was, "Don't interfere when your kid is doing something dangerous carefully." So the tumbling, just like that, of learning their bodies, of like, I've heard a term, and I've used the term before, helicopter parent or anything. So in a safe space where these kids can jump and play and, fall down, obviously they're not in any danger, but they get to learn that, I need to be a little bit more careful here. So I think that's a great place to expand their...
And it's okay to fail. Like, it's okay to not get it perfect right away. Like, if you fall off, we just get back and we try it again. You can't always do it perfect. You can't always do it perfect. So it's like just that determination of getting back up off the mat and getting back on the balance beam or getting back on the bars or the rings. And everything is so miniature. It's all just little kid-size stuff, too. So it's super sweet to see because everything is right. Sometimes I'll have parents, can I go on there? No, you'll bottom out on the trampoline. I've done that a few times. Hit your tailbone pretty hard. So
then we're done with this conversation right now because that was the whole point. Is we just wanted to come over and play.
Sorry.
No, sorry to kill that part, but it's great. I think that's fantastic, and one to, as a parent with young kids, is when you go out there and see them interacting and getting into their element. Proud parent moment. Myself, like, went from 1 year where we didn't have them in soccer, then the next year that competitive edge, that was really, really fun to see, and it's all just being more physical with each other. They're older now, they're in not middle school, they're in grade school, but really fun to see the kids develop. So nice that you have a passion for that.
What's fun for me too is being able to incorporate like the theme throughout the entire building. So like, right now I have Frozen set up in the gym, but we're on the letter I in the preschool. So I is for ice. So we like skate our way to the table for snack. We talk about all the things that start with I, and then we go over to the gym and it's all set up for Frozen. So it's an ice theme. So we have songs that go along with it. Toddler room 2, I have that set up with little snowmen and snowflakes, and the sensory bin over there has fun things that the kids can play with that have to do with winter animals, and they lay them on a blanket. So just the idea of putting it all together and making it all fall under one big theme is super fun.
That's a lot of planning.
It is, but I do live there. I do pretty much live there.
Well, that's great. Like, when I say that, is like, wow, that's a lot. Like, I know I don't want to do that, so I'm very thankful for people that do that. With such a passion, you can kind of feel your energy here, and hopefully your kids and the families do too.
I think they do. I'm very blessed. I have wonderful families, very supportive, and they spread the word every year, and they fill me up every year. So it's been wonderful. I'm very blessed.
That's great. And if people do want to get there, it's teddybbeartreehouse.com. You can see behind there, but we're going to put a link in the description here too. Is there anything that we missed talking about that you want to give to our 250,000 viewers here?
No, just thank you for the opportunity to talk about my school. I do have a very strong passion for what I do, and I think I've really I followed the God wings along the way, and it's just led me in the right path, and it's kind of all come full circle now. So
fantastic.
Now I have to pick another thing on my list to conquer.
Right.
Yeah. So I enjoy it. So come on out and check me out and look me up, and all my contact information is up there, and I'd love to meet more people.
Cool.
So thank you.
Tammy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks.
For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer.
I'm Tammy Balder.
See, we always like to surprise people at the end. They're like, oh, and so it's, oh, I forgot my name.
I forgot my name.
But it's great. So, very fun.